Today, you're going to discover something that might shock you, something that could literally change how you age, how you move, and how independent you remain in your golden years. We're talking about 5 common foods that are silently stealing your leg strength, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are and what to do about them. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you struggled to get up from a chair, felt unsteady on your feet, or noticed your legs feeling weaker than they used to? These aren't just signs of getting older. They could be warning signals that certain foods in your diet are working against you. Your legs are your foundation. They're what keep you walking to the mailbox, climbing stairs to see your grandchildren, dancing at family celebrations, and living the active life you deserve. But here's what most people don't realize. Some of the foods we eat every single day are like tiny saboteurs, quietly undermining our muscle strength, bone density, and overall stability. The truth is, leg strength isn't just about looking good or feeling strong. It's about survival and independence. Studies show that people with stronger legs have a significantly lower risk of falls, fractures, and loss of mobility. They're more likely to maintain their independence well into their 80s and 90s. But what if I told you that your morning routine, your lunch choices, even your evening snacks might be contributing to weakness in the very muscles that keep you upright and moving? What if simple changes to what you eat could help you feel steadier, stronger, and more confident on your feet? This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and making small, powerful changes that can have a huge impact on your quality of life. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between thriving in your later years and struggling with mobility issues. Let me share something personal. I've seen too many vibrant, active people gradually lose their independence, not because of a major health crisis, but because of a slow, steady decline in leg strength that could have been prevented. Don't let that be your story. Here's what we need to understand. The foods that are weakening your legs don't announce themselves with immediate pain or obvious symptoms. They work silently, day after day, meal after meal, creating a perfect storm of inflammation, poor circulation, and nutrient depletion that slowly but surely undermines your muscle strength and bone health. Think of it like this. Imagine your leg muscles are like a beautiful garden. Every day, you're either feeding them with nutrients that help them grow strong and resilient, or you're unknowingly pouring poison on them with foods that create inflammation, steal vital minerals, and interfere with the very processes your body uses to maintain and repair muscle tissue. The scary part is, most people have no idea this is happening. They feel their legs getting weaker, their balance becoming less steady, their energy declining, and they just accept it as normal aging. But here's the truth. While some decline is natural, much of what we blame on aging is actually the result of poor nutrition choices that accumulate over time. These harmful foods don't just affect your legs in isolation, they create a cascade of problems throughout your body. They increase inflammation, which damages muscle fibers and joints. They interfere with protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and maintain muscle. They deplete essential minerals like magnesium and potassium that your muscles need to function properly. Even more concerning, these foods can affect your circulation, reducing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles. When your muscles don't get what they need, they become weak, stiff, and prone to injury. This sets up a vicious cycle where weakness leads to less activity, which leads to even more weakness. But here's the hopeful part. Once you know what these foods are, you have the power to make different choices. Your body has an amazing ability to heal and rebuild, even later in life. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s regain strength, improve their balance, and feel more confident on their feet just by making smart changes to their diet. The 5 foods we're about to discuss are probably in your kitchen right now. They might be foods you've been eating for years, thinking they were harmless or even healthy. But knowledge is power, and today you're going to get the knowledge you need to protect and strengthen your legs for years to come. Remember, This isn't about never enjoying your favorite foods again. It's about understanding the impact of your choices and making informed decisions about what you put in your body. Your future self will thank you for what you learned today. Let's start with a category of foods that might surprise you: processed meats. I'm talking about those convenient, tasty options like hot dogs, sausages, deli meats, bacon, and pepperoni. These foods have become staples in many households, but they're doing serious damage to your leg strength in ways you might never have imagined. Here's what happens when you regularly consume processed meats. First, they're absolutely loaded with sodium. We're talking about sodium levels that are often 10 to 20 times higher than what you'd find in fresh, unprocessed meat. This excessive sodium doesn't just make you thirsty, it creates a state of chronic inflammation throughout your body, and your leg muscles bear the brunt of this assault. When inflammation becomes chronic, it interferes with your body's ability to repair and maintain muscle tissue. Think of inflammation as a fire that never gets put out, constantly burning and damaging the very structures that keep you strong and mobile. Your knee joints, your hip joints, your thigh muscles, your calf muscles, they're all under constant attack from this inflammatory process. But the sodium problem goes even deeper. High sodium intake raises your blood pressure, and elevated blood pressure reduces the efficient flow of blood to your extremities, especially your legs. When your leg muscles don't get adequate blood flow, they don't receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to function optimally. This leads to muscle weakness, cramping, and that heavy, tired feeling in your legs that so many people experience. The preservatives in processed meats are another major concern. Chemicals like sodium nitrate and sodium nitrite, which are used to maintain color and prevent spoilage, have been linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress is like rust forming inside your body, damaging cells and tissues, including the muscle fibers in your legs. Let me paint a picture of what this looks like in real life. Maybe you start your day with bacon or sausage, have a sandwich with deli meat for lunch, and enjoy a hot dog or bratwurst for dinner. Each meal is adding to your inflammatory burden, raising your sodium levels, and slowly but surely weakening the very muscles that keep you active and independent. The really concerning part is that this damage accumulates over time. You might not notice the effects immediately, but after months and years of regular processed meat consumption, you might find yourself struggling with leg weakness, joint stiffness, poor balance, and increased fall risk. Here's what I want you to do. Start reading labels. Look at the sodium content in your processed meats. You'll be shocked at what you find. A single serving of deli meat can contain more sodium than you should have in an entire day. A couple of sausages can push your sodium intake to dangerous levels. Now let's talk about something that might be even more damaging to your leg strength than processed meats: sugary drinks. This includes sodas, energy drinks, sweetened teas, sports drinks, and yes, even those fruit juices that are marketed as healthy options. These beverages are like liquid poison for your leg muscles, and here's why. When you drink something high in sugar, your blood glucose levels spike rapidly. This triggers a massive release of insulin, your body's fat storage hormone. But here's what most people don't realize. High insulin levels don't just promote fat storage, they actively interfere with your body's ability to build and maintain muscle tissue. It's like trying to build a house while someone is constantly tearing down the foundation. The sugar in these drinks promotes fat accumulation, particularly around your hips and thighs. This extra weight puts additional stress on your leg muscles and joints, making them work harder just to support your body weight. It's like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go, constantly wearing down your muscles and joints. But the real damage comes from the chronic inflammation that sugar consumption creates. Every time you drink a sugary beverage, you're setting off an inflammatory cascade throughout your body. This inflammation targets your muscle fibers, your joints, and even your blood vessels, creating a hostile environment for muscle health and repair. Here's something that might shock you. That innocent-looking glass of orange juice you drink with breakfast contains as much sugar as a can of soda. Your body doesn't distinguish between the sugar in juice and the sugar in a soft drink. It all gets processed the same way, creating the same inflammatory response and the same muscle-damaging effects. The impact on your circulation is particularly concerning. High sugar intake leads to a condition called insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to insulin. This affects blood flow to your extremities, including your legs. Poor circulation means your leg muscles don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need, leading to weakness, fatigue, and poor recovery after activity. Let me share what this looks like in everyday life. Maybe you have a glass of juice with breakfast, a soda with lunch, and a sweetened tea in the afternoon. Each of these drinks is spiking your blood sugar, promoting inflammation, and interfering with your muscle health. Over time, this translates to legs that feel heavy, tired, and weak. The artificial sweeteners in diet drinks aren't much better. While they don't spike blood sugar, they can still trigger inflammatory responses and have been linked to muscle weakness and poor exercise performance. Plus, they often increase cravings for more sweet foods and drinks, perpetuating the cycle. The third category of leg-weakening foods might be the most surprising of all: white bread and refined carbohydrates. These are foods that many people consider harmless, even healthy, but they're actually working against your muscle strength in some very significant ways. White bread, white pasta, white rice, pastries, crackers, and most breakfast cereals have been stripped of their natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. What's left is essentially pure starch that your body converts to sugar almost as quickly as if you were drinking a soda. This rapid conversion creates the same blood sugar spikes and inflammatory responses we discussed with sugary drinks. But here's what makes refined carbs particularly damaging to your leg strength. They're what we call empty calories. They provide energy without providing any of the nutrients your muscles need to function properly. It's like putting low-grade fuel in a high-performance car. It might run, but it won't run well, and over time, it will cause damage. Your leg muscles need a steady supply of B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, and other nutrients to maintain their strength and function. When you fill up on refined carbs, you're not only missing out on these essential nutrients, you're actually depleting your body's stores of them. This is because processing these refined carbs requires your body to use up its vitamin and mineral reserves. The blood sugar roller coaster that comes with eating refined carbs is particularly harmful to muscle health. When your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But this often causes blood sugar to drop too low, leaving you feeling tired, weak, and craving more carbs. This cycle repeats throughout the day, creating chronic stress on your metabolic system. This metabolic stress has a direct impact on your leg muscles. It interferes with protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. It also promotes the breakdown of existing muscle tissue to provide glucose for energy. Over time, this leads to a gradual loss of muscle mass and strength, particularly in your legs. The lack of fiber in refined carbs also affects your gut health. And surprisingly, gut health has a significant impact on muscle strength. A healthy gut microbiome is essential for proper nutrient absorption and immune function. When your gut health is compromised by a diet high in refined carbs, your body can't effectively absorb the nutrients it needs for muscle maintenance. Let me give you a real-world example of how this might play out in your daily life. You have toast for breakfast, a sandwich on white bread for lunch, and pasta for dinner. Throughout the day, your blood sugar is spiking and crashing, your body is struggling to maintain stable energy levels, and your muscles are being deprived of the nutrients they need to stay strong. Let's talk about a category of foods that might be the most immediately damaging to your leg circulation and muscle health: fried foods. I'm talking about French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, donuts, potato chips, and anything else that's been cooked in hot oil. These foods are creating serious problems for your leg strength that go far beyond just adding extra calories. When foods are fried at high temperatures, the oils undergo a chemical transformation that creates what are called trans fats and oxidized fats. These damaged fats are like little saboteurs in your bloodstream, causing inflammation and clogging up your arteries, including the smaller blood vessels that supply your leg muscles with oxygen and nutrients. Think of your circulatory system like a highway system for your body. Your leg muscles are like a busy city that needs constant deliveries of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. When you eat fried foods regularly, it's like causing traffic jams and road closures on these highways. The deliveries can't get through efficiently, and your leg muscles start to suffer. Poor circulation to your legs manifests in several ways that you might already be experiencing. You might notice that your legs feel heavy or tired more easily. You might experience cramping, especially at night. Your legs might feel cold or numb. Or you might notice that small cuts or bruises on your legs take longer to heal than they used to. The oxidized oils in fried foods also create what's called oxidative stress throughout your body. This is like having rust forming inside your blood vessels and muscle tissues. This oxidative damage interferes with normal cellular function and can actually accelerate muscle aging and weakness. Here's something particularly concerning for people over 60. The combination of poor circulation and oxidative stress from fried foods can contribute to a condition called peripheral artery disease. This is where the arteries that supply blood to your legs become narrowed or blocked, leading to pain, weakness, and in severe cases, serious complications. The trans fats in fried foods are particularly harmful because they not only promote inflammation, but they also interfere with your body's ability to use healthy fats properly. Your muscles need healthy fats to function optimally, to maintain flexible cell membranes, and to produce important signaling molecules. Trans fats disrupt all of these processes. Let me paint a picture of what regular fried food consumption might look like in your life. Maybe you have hash browns with breakfast, grab some chips with lunch, and enjoy fried chicken for dinner. Each of these meals is adding to your inflammatory burden, damaging your blood vessels, and reducing the quality of blood flow to your leg muscles. The heating and reheating of oils, which is common in restaurants and fast food establishments, makes these oils even more toxic. The oils become rancid and develop harmful compounds that are particularly damaging to your cardiovascular system and muscle health. This is why restaurant and fast food fried foods are often the most problematic. Even oils that are considered healthy, like olive oil, become harmful when heated to high temperatures. The high heat changes their molecular structure, creating the same inflammatory compounds that damage your circulation and muscle health. This is why the cooking method matters just as much as the ingredients. The sodium content in most fried foods compounds the problem. Just like with processed meats, the high sodium content in fried foods contributes to inflammation and elevated blood pressure, further reducing effective blood flow to your legs. It's a double assault on your circulatory system. But here's what you can do instead. Baking, grilling, steaming, and sautéing at lower temperatures with small amounts of healthy oils can give you delicious food without the harmful effects. Your legs will feel the difference in improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and better overall function. The change might be more dramatic than you expect. Let me paint a picture of what regular fried food consumption might look like in your life. Maybe you have hash browns with breakfast, grab some chips with lunch, and enjoy fried chicken for dinner. Each of these meals is adding to your inflammatory burden, damaging your blood vessels, and reducing the quality of blood flow to your leg muscles. The heating and reheating of oils, which is common in restaurants and fast food establishments, makes these oils even more toxic. The oils become rancid and develop harmful compounds that are particular. Our fifth and final leg-weakening culprit might be the most socially accepted one: excessive alcohol consumption. Now, I'm not talking about the occasional glass of wine with dinner or a beer while watching the game. I'm talking about regular, excessive drinking that many people don't even realize is causing serious damage to their muscle strength and overall health. Alcohol is what we call a muscle protein synthesis inhibitor. This means it directly interferes with your body's ability to build and maintain muscle tissue. Every time you drink alcohol, you're essentially putting the brakes on the process that keeps your muscles strong and healthy. For your leg muscles, which are some of the largest and most important muscles in your body, this can have devastating consequences over time. Here's how it works. When you consume alcohol, your body prioritizes metabolizing the alcohol over almost everything else, including muscle maintenance and repair. This means that even if you're eating adequate protein and getting good nutrition otherwise, your muscles aren't getting the full benefit because alcohol is interfering with the process. Alcohol also severely depletes your body's stores of essential nutrients that your leg muscles need to function properly. Magnesium, potassium, zinc, and B vitamins are all depleted by alcohol consumption. These nutrients are crucial for muscle contraction, nerve function, and energy production in your muscles. Without adequate levels of these nutrients, your legs will feel weak, crampy, and fatigued. The dehydration that comes with alcohol consumption is particularly harmful to muscle function. Your muscles are about 70% water, and they need adequate hydration to contract properly, to maintain their flexibility, and to recover from daily activities. Chronic dehydration from regular alcohol consumption leaves your leg muscles stiff, weak, and prone to injury. Alcohol also disrupts your sleep patterns, and quality sleep is absolutely essential for muscle recovery and growth. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone and other important compounds that repair and strengthen your muscles. When alcohol interferes with your sleep, it's preventing this crucial recovery process from happening effectively. The inflammatory effects of alcohol are particularly concerning for leg health. Chronic alcohol consumption creates a state of low-grade inflammation throughout your body, and this inflammation targets your muscle tissues and joints. This can lead to stiffness, pain, and reduced mobility in your legs, creating a cycle of decreased activity and further muscle weakness. Let me give you some perspective on what excessive alcohol consumption looks like. If you're having more than 1 drink per day for women or 2 drinks per day for men, you're likely experiencing some of these muscle-damaging effects. Weekend binge drinking, where you might have several drinks in one evening, is particularly harmful because it creates intense metabolic stress that can take days to recover from. The impact on your balance and coordination is another serious concern. Alcohol affects your nervous system, including the nerves that control your leg muscles and maintain your balance. Over time, this can lead to increased fall risk and difficulty with activities that require good leg strength and coordination. Alcohol also interferes with your body's ability to absorb and utilize nutrients from food. Even if you're eating a healthy diet, chronic alcohol consumption can prevent your body from getting the full nutritional benefit, leaving your muscles undernourished and weak. The liver damage that can result from excessive alcohol consumption also affects muscle health. Your liver plays a crucial role in protein metabolism and the production of important compounds that your muscles need. When liver function is compromised, muscle health suffers as well. But here's the encouraging news. Your muscles have an amazing ability to recover when you reduce alcohol consumption. Many people notice improvements in their leg strength, energy levels, and overall mobility within just a few weeks of cutting back on alcohol. Your body wants to be strong and healthy, and it will respond positively to the changes you make. Let me give you some perspective on what excessive alcohol consumption looks like. If you're having more than 1 drink per day for women or 2 drinks per day for men, you're likely experiencing some of these muscle-damaging effects. Weekend binge drinking, where you might have several drinks in one evening, is particularly harmful because it creates intense metabolic stress that can take days to recover from. The impact on your balance and coordination is another serious concern. Alcohol affects your nervous system. Now that we've identified these 5 leg-weakening foods, let's talk about something that's really important to understand. The damage they cause doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, insidious process that creeps up on you so gradually that you might not even notice it's happening until it's significantly impacted your quality of life. Think about it this way. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly find that your legs are weak. Instead, it starts with subtle changes that are easy to dismiss or attribute to normal aging. Maybe you notice that you're holding on to the banister a little tighter when you go up the stairs. Perhaps you feel a bit more unsteady when you get up from a chair. You might find that your legs feel tired after activities that used to be easy. These early warning signs are your body's way of telling you that something is wrong, but they're often so subtle that people ignore them or accept them as inevitable parts of getting older. The truth is, while some decline in muscle strength is natural with age, the dramatic muscle loss that many people experience is largely preventable and often reversible. The inflammation caused by these harmful foods doesn't just affect your muscles in isolation. It creates a cascade of problems throughout your body that all contribute to leg weakness and instability. Chronic inflammation damages your joints, particularly your knees and hips, making movement painful and difficult. It affects your circulation, reducing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. It interferes with your nervous system, affecting your balance and coordination. Over time, this chronic inflammation can lead to a condition called sarcopenia, which is the medical term for age-related muscle loss. But here's what's really concerning. Sarcopenia doesn't have to be age-related. It can be nutrition-related, and it can happen much earlier than it should if you're regularly consuming foods that promote inflammation and interfere with muscle health. The joint damage caused by these inflammatory foods is particularly problematic for leg strength. Your knees and hips are complex joints that need to work smoothly for your legs to function properly. When inflammation damages the cartilage in these joints, it leads to pain, stiffness, and reduced range of motion. This makes you less likely to be active, which accelerates muscle loss and creates a vicious cycle of weakness and disability. The circulatory problems caused by these foods also have cumulative effects. Poor circulation doesn't just affect your muscles, it affects your bones, your connective tissues, and your nervous system. Over time, this can lead to a condition called peripheral neuropathy, where the nerves in your legs don't function properly, causing numbness, tingling, and weakness. Here's something that many people don't realize. The foods we've discussed don't just weaken your leg muscles. They also affect your balance and coordination. Your brain needs good nutrition and adequate blood flow to maintain the complex neural pathways that control balance and movement. When these systems are compromised by poor nutrition, your fall risk increases significantly. The psychological impact of declining leg strength is something we can't ignore either. When you start to feel unsteady on your feet, when simple activities become difficult, when you start to worry about falling, it affects your confidence and your willingness to stay active. This fear-based reduction in activity accelerates muscle loss and creates a downward spiral that can be difficult to reverse. But here's what I want you to remember. Your body has an incredible capacity for healing and regeneration, even later in life. The damage caused by these harmful foods is largely reversible if you take action now. Your muscles can rebuild, your inflammation can decrease, your circulation can improve, and your strength can return. It's never too late to start taking better care of your legs and your overall health. The key is understanding that every meal is an opportunity to either support your leg health or undermine it. Every food choice you make is either contributing to strength and vitality. Now that you understand which foods are working against your leg strength, let's talk about the exciting part. The foods that can actually help rebuild and strengthen your legs. These are foods that fight inflammation, support muscle protein synthesis, improve circulation, and provide the essential nutrients your muscles need to thrive. Let's start with protein, the building block of muscle tissue. Your leg muscles need high-quality protein to maintain their strength and mass, especially as you age. The best sources include wild-caught fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, which not only provide excellent protein, but also omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation. Grass-fed beef and lamb, free-range poultry, and eggs from pasture-raised chickens are also excellent choices. These protein sources provide all the essential amino acids your muscles need for repair and growth. Unlike processed meats, they don't come loaded with harmful preservatives and excessive sodium. Instead, they provide clean, bioavailable protein that your body can use efficiently to maintain and build muscle tissue. Leafy green vegetables should be a cornerstone of your leg-strengthening diet. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, and other dark leafy greens are packed with magnesium, a mineral that's absolutely crucial for muscle function. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax properly, supports energy production, and plays a key role in protein synthesis. These vegetables also provide folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support overall muscle health. Sweet potatoes are another powerhouse food for leg strength. Unlike refined carbohydrates, sweet potatoes provide complex carbs that give your muscles steady energy without causing blood sugar spikes. They're also rich in potassium, which is essential for proper muscle function and helps counteract the negative effects of excess sodium. The beta-carotene in sweet potatoes also supports healthy circulation. Berries are nature's anti-inflammatory medicine for your muscles. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Turmeric deserves special mention as a leg-strengthening superfood. The active compound in turmeric, curcumin, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory agents available. Adding turmeric to your meals can help reduce the chronic inflammation that weakens your muscles and joints. For best absorption, combine turmeric with a pinch of black pepper and a healthy fat like olive oil. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide omega-3 fatty acids that are absolutely crucial for muscle health. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, support muscle protein synthesis, and improve circulation to your legs. If you don't eat fish, consider a high-quality fish oil supplement, but whole food sources are always preferable. Bone broth is an often overlooked food that can significantly support leg strength. Real bone broth, simmered for hours from grass-fed bones, provides collagen, glycine, and other compounds that support joint health and muscle recovery. The minerals in bone broth are also easily absorbed and utilized by your body. Greek yogurt and kefir, if you tolerate dairy well, provide high-quality protein and probiotics that support gut health. Remember, a healthy gut is essential for proper nutrient absorption, and your muscles can't be strong if they're not getting the nutrients they need. Hydration is absolutely crucial for muscle function, and while water should be your primary beverage, herbal teas can provide additional benefits. Green tea provides antioxidants that support muscle health, while ginger tea can help reduce inflammation and improve circulation. The timing of your meals can also impact muscle health. Try to include some protein with each meal to provide a steady supply of amino acids for muscle maintenance. Eating a combination of protein and complex carbohydrates after physical activity can optimize muscle recovery and growth. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Start by incorporating one or two of these muscle-supporting foods into your daily routine and gradually build from there. Your legs will respond to these positive changes, often more quickly than you might expect. As we come to the end of our journey together today, I want you to take a moment to really absorb what you've learned. You now have knowledge that most people never receive, knowledge that could literally change the trajectory of your health and independence as you age. You understand which foods are silently stealing your leg strength and which foods can help you build it back up. But knowledge without action is just interesting information. The real power comes when you take what you've learned today and start applying it to your daily life. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, trying to make too many changes at once often leads to overwhelm and giving up. Instead, I want you to choose just one thing, one simple change you can make starting today. Maybe it's swapping out that morning glass of orange juice for water with a slice of lemon. Perhaps it's choosing grilled chicken instead of fried chicken for dinner tonight. It could be as simple as adding a handful of spinach to your eggs in the morning or choosing sweet potato fries instead of regular French fries. Whatever change feels manageable for you, start there. As we come to the end of our journey together today, I want you to take a moment to really absorb what you've learned. You now have knowledge that most people never receive, knowledge that could literally change the trajectory of your health and independence as you age. You understand which foods are silently stealing your leg strength and which foods can help you build it back up. But knowledge without action is just interesting information. The real power comes when you take what you've learned today and start applying it to your daily life. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, trying to make too many changes at once often leads to overwhelm and giving up. Instead, I want you to choose just one thing, one simple change you can make starting today. Maybe it's swapping out that morning glass of orange juice for water with a slice of lemon. Perhaps it's choosing grilled chicken instead of fried chicken for dinner tonight. It could be as simple as adding a handful of spinach to your eggs in the morning or choosing sweet potato fries instead of regular French fries. Whatever change feels manageable for you, start there. As we come to the end of our journey together today, I want you to take a moment. Here's what I want you to remember. Every single day, with every single meal, you have the opportunity to either support your leg strength or undermine it. You have the power to choose foods that fight inflammation or foods that promote it. You can choose foods that support healthy circulation or foods that interfere with it. You can choose foods that provide your muscles with the nutrients they need or foods that actually deplete those nutrients. Your legs have carried you through every adventure, every challenge, every joy and sorrow of your life. They've danced at your wedding, chased after your children, walked you through beautiful places, and stood strong when you needed them most. Don't they deserve the best care you can give them? Don't they deserve foods that will keep them strong and stable for all the adventures still to come? I think about all the things you still want to do, the places you want to visit, the grandchildren you want to play with, the activities you want to enjoy. Strong, healthy legs are your ticket to all of those experiences. They're what will keep you independent, confident, and active well into your golden years. The changes you make today will determine how you feel and how you move 5, 10, even 20 years from now. That's both a sobering responsibility and an incredible opportunity. You have the power to influence your future health and mobility with the choices you make today. I want to hear from you about your journey. In the comments below, tell me which of these 5 foods surprised you the most. Share which change you're going to make first. Let me know if you've already noticed improvements in your leg strength from changing your diet. Your story could inspire someone else to take action and change their life. If this information has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're committed to bringing you practical, science-based information that can help you live your healthiest, most vibrant life. When you subscribe, you'll be notified of new videos that can help you continue your health journey. Also, please share this video with someone you care about. Maybe it's a spouse, a friend, a family member who could benefit from this information. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do for someone is share knowledge that could help them stay strong and independent as they age. Remember, you're not just changing your diet, you're changing your future. You're taking control of your health and your mobility. You're choosing strength over weakness, vitality over decline, independence over dependence. These aren't small changes. They're life-changing decisions that will pay dividends for years to come.